Welcome to our channel. A few of the best romantic movies released recently. Romantic movies have been a cornerstone of cinema ever since the silent era. Once films transitioned to sound, that did not change. Although quantity and quality have ebbed and flowed, audiences still gravitate towards love stories. When discussing the finest films from 20 or 30 years ago, fans will typically mention the same titles. Narrowing the best romantic movies of the past decade plus allows for the recognition of the most recent beloved and underrated romantic gems. Director Damien Chazelle's love letter to classic Hollywood musical sparkles with La La Land. The story centers on a couple whose diverging ambitions and dreams eventually cause strife within their relationship. Brimming with color, lively music, and energy, the aesthetics of the film match the love story's beauty tenfold. But La La Land's beauty does not lie solely on the surface. Instead, they complement the depth and profundity of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling's charismatic performances and the story about an unexpected love. Long, funny, and complicated titles notwithstanding, the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society deeply moves viewers with its tale about connection, compassion, and unanticipated love. Set after World War II, the story follows Juliet Ashton Lily James, a writer who forms a correspondence with Dossie Adams McKeel Huisman, a member of the aforementioned title. Inspired to write a book about their wartime experiences, Juliet travels to Guernsey and makes lifelong connections with Dossie and the rest of the members of society. A delicate and lovely film, Guernsey's love story showcases a tenderness and subtle magnetism rarely seen. Guided by the period setting, James and Huisman radiate love. At the same time, the story showcases poignant messages about following love and the meaningful ways art can bring disparate individuals together. Past Lives sits at the top of many fans' and critics' best of 2023 lists, not to mention the most romantic movies of the decade, and for good reason. From first-time director Celine Song, Past Lives explores isolation, loneliness, and the what might have been trope with tremendous authenticity and grace. In the film, two childhood friends lose touch when one immigrates to Canada and eventually the United States, while the other remains in Korea. After reconnecting online many years later and in person years after, Nora, Greta Lee, and Hae-sung, Taeyu, must learn to reconcile their feelings. A film about missed connections, destiny, and choice, Past Lives gives audiences a gentle, languid, and relatable look at life and love in the modern world. Song allows the actors to breathe and feel every word, expression, and longing look. The storyline defies convention, but everything about Past Lives feels timeless. Melancholy but heartfelt, The Age of Adaline tells a fantastical love story for those who believe in destiny. The movie centers on Adeline Bowman, Blake Lively, a woman who stops aging when lightning strikes and brings her back to life after a car accident. With only a daughter who keeps aging to confide in, Adeline constantly moves to protect herself. Keeping people at arm's length proves difficult when she meets Ellis, McKeel Huisman, a kind, unassuming man who touches her heart. With unexpected moments, The Age of Adaline has a deeper story than it might seem. The film's tone transfixes viewers into a juxtaposed state of serenity and fascination. Moreover, the performances from Lively, Huisman, and Harrison Ford will elicit swoons and tears. A story about quiet strength and genuine kindness, Brooklyn centers on a young Irish woman who immigrated to the United States in the early 1950s. Though Ellis, Saoirse Ronan, arrives in Brooklyn, New York, with a job and place to live, she finds herself unrelentingly homesick. Only when she meets Tony, Emery Cohen, a sweet Italian plumber, does she feel joy and at home with her life until her life in Ireland beckons her back. Brooklyn's tender and delicate tone, seen in the understated direction and performances, helps to make it one of the most extraordinary romantic movies of the decade. Ronan capably carries the film while her chemistry with Cohen and Domhnall Gleeson feels genuine and creates a believable arc for her character. Above all, Brooklyn demonstrates how the person you love can feel like home. Numerous filmmakers have brought Nicholas Sparks stories to the screen since 1999's Message in a Bottle. The last 10 years alone saw 4 Sparks adaptations. The Longest Ride can proudly sit alongside classics like The Notebook and A Walk to Remember. The story follows bull rider Luke, Scott Eastwood, and ambitious art student Sophia, Britt Robertson. After their first date, they come upon a car crash and save Ira, Alan Alda, an older man who shares his love letters to his late wife with them.